really text it, Michael. That's why you don't. Maybe you learned your lesson.
Backward psychology?
No, you're doing backward psychology.
I meant to
Wasting
include my audio.
away,
So,
Margaritaville.
you gonna move over east, or are you just gonna keep licking off, bro? Like, what's going on here? Thank you. Let's get this show on the road.
All right, welcome back. We're here for elimination bracket of a huge game here. We got the slimy Mr. Me 67, and we got the copeful Spyro 2429. I'm your solo commentator today because everyone else are not good people. I was gonna say something else.
Just call them juice boxes, man.
What the hell does copeful mean? What is that supposed to mean?
You're very copeful.
All right.
Mr. Me, how you feeling after that revenge win on Chase there? Now you're coming to this next game.
You know, I should just stick with beatboxing, but here we go. I'm going to either die or I'm going to win. That's what I'll say.
That is true.
That's all I'm going to say.
Spyro, how are you feeling? I'm reading your text here. Yeah,
Yes.
that is pretty obvious. I don't think you'd be streaming. How are you feeling coming into this after seeing him defeat his once opponent that smacked him into the ground? Now he has now smacked him into the ground. How are you feeling facing him?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not feeling great. I know his play. I know his sliminess, and I'm going into this accepting that. I feel like I want to prove to people that Reese with the shield doesn't mean an automatic loss. There's ways to get around that, and I'm here for it. So I'm glad he chose this map to where there's a lot of rotations and movement. That's what I was hoping for. Because Oregon, we kind of trapped. I kind of tricked them to do a clubhouse to where I get a lot of rotation going on.
Some would call this backwards psychology.
Backward psychology at its finest.
Michael was coined the term backwards psychology, said before the stream. And with that, I guess that's all I got for you guys. Say your final words, mute up, and we'll get the game started.
You better face me like a man. You better face me like a man, sir.
Oh, you'll see a man. I'll show you my big man.
I better.
All right, mute up. All right, we're getting the game started once again. I'd like to remind you I am the solo commentator here. So, get used to my voice, basically. All right, first ban up is Blitz, to be expected. Hold on here, let me make sure you can look at the proper stuff here. Still on the little side loading screen. All right, now we got the bans up. Obviously, we're seeing the bans of just each other's mains. But I do think we did see a misstep here with Mr. Me. He has banned Capkin instead of Legion, which is Michael's go-to. I'm looking at these defensive bans, just more or less thinking they didn't really know who they played on defense, because I don't think Reese has played his Ami on defense a single time. And once you lose your Blitz, you get another shield operator that starts with a B, and you pick out your Blackbeard. Reese is owning this shield meta style of the 1v1s, and he's gonna keep it going unless he sees the Legion and decides to change it up. But he's pretty confident on using shields only as far as the 1v1s go. seeing this more bedroom area has been more popular with the higher ranked people. Seemed to be an easier 1v1 location compared to the other places. Michael's gonna want to hope to put as many rotation holes around here as possible to get away from this menacing shield operator. And Reese looks like he will be keeping the shield and will be attacking from the main gate. We here see Michael's setting up a lot outside of the objective. You know, you don't really want to stay too closed in. But now deciding to reinforce after I just gave him a compliment. Now Reese will be entering this hatchway where Michael was just at, and now he's just effectively lost this room after I complimented it so much. Reese gonna realize maybe not the best idea to drop into a Legion hatch room by himself. Gonna make some noise elsewhere, and as long as he keeps Michael alive, these Legions are gonna keep coming, and he will lose one of his drones. And you don't want to lose drones against Michael because he's so shifty around the floors. Looking at Reese's reticle here, looks like he's an ACOG, so his aim speed will be a little slower, but in the bonus, he will have a little bit better aim. He's breaking down all these windows. And will enter B and get a Legion. Start taking damage and he's just pushing the hallway. Michael, I don't know. Does hear him. But not well enough. As he's gonna be facing the wrong way. And we'll get tagged in the back here, but not too bad of damage. Reese will take some hits here, but keep aiming. Reese will get a plant and a grenade strat here. While Michael also made a pretty good rotate hole. And he'll hit another Legion. And Reese will take it, being a little too overzealous there, even though he had the Legion trap. And all you had to do was wait a little longer, make him force to stick the Legion in him, and could have seen an interesting play there. Michael's going to need an answer for that shieldman because he's going to be wrecking his world all night for the foreseeable future.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they
Group
can.
chat is currently getting chippy between the two. Both of them don't appreciate each other's game. And we'll be seeing a brand new objective that has not been used in Clubhouse all of this entire tournament. Going to be seeing this main area, pool table, and then also just the main party lobby area. The easy entryway for any attacker, but one that's open enough that can get you scared from sight lines.
10 seconds to insertion. Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb. 5 seconds left.
If any streamers would like to, or not streamers, but viewers would like to predict who's gonna win this, I'd be mostly curious because you know I'm all alone here. I'd like to hear some feedback here, who we think's gonna take it home. We've seen Michael take the classic Ying strat. I haven't seen it lately because of how much it's been getting banned, but after seeing the Nomad, he's kind of got to lean on somebody else here, and Ying's his operator of choice. Not too entirely sure if his drone even saw that dock right there. He could get shot from the side, being way too overconfident here. That's what we could see, possibly. Reese is gonna swing. But Reese is gonna lose it, but Michael flicks last second. just as Michael intended, with a shot that was not even on his head, hitting him in the face. Michael getting a little inspiration from Chris there, killing someone before his sights are even up. I bet he's feeling good, because that could easily be a 2-0 for Mr. Me. And he's gonna need as many attacking round wins as possible if he's gonna be facing shields for these attacking rounds.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
We'll see him use a different approach, using the Fenrir. Fenrirs are kind of annoying for shield operators because shields are kind of clunky to take out traps in hard locations. But Mr. Me also has grenades, so we're gonna see how they mingle together.
Bomb located by attackers. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds to insertion.
Once again, we're seeing the Blackbeard play. Goes to the front door. He's pretty confident. I'd say probably rush in. Michael's going to need to set up quick here because he was shooting the drone. Let's look at his Fenrir spots here. I'm unable to see him in free cam, but they're in locations where he's most likely to enter through. We're not going to be seeing him, obviously, hard breaching. It just depends if he will have them activated when they need to be activated. Once again, we're going to see this hatch destruction, I should say. No resistance this time around. We might see his entry here, simply because it just looks like a safe option. But he will activate a Fenrir that's also in this room. And I don't believe Reese sees it. And hearing that barricade sound, Reese is going to take that as a cue that I'm jumping in. Reese will get hit by the Fenrir here. And Reese will get hit by some shots here, and the Fenrir will also go down. Michael's going to need to get every hit he can, because the chances of him getting a headshot are not high. He's going to throw a grenade and do some damage on Michael here. Not unsure if he knows he's by the bed here. Reese is gonna regroup here and figure out where he is while Michael tries to stay as quiet as possible. Once again, there is another Fenrir activated right here. I don't know if Reese knows that. Michael's just playing the waiting game because he just it's his Fenrir. Michael's smart not to move once again. But there's no Fenrir over here, so Michael will have to play that. I'm confused why he's not activating the Fenrir inside B, which would effectively shut him down from that site.
15 seconds remaining.
I'm not really sure what he's doing at all right here.
10 seconds to go.
Because the bomb's planted and he's acting like he's getting chased. But Reese is so scared that he doesn't really care. The bomb looks like it's placed on the hatch here. He might just have to destroy the hatch to win the round. I don't know if he's completely aware of that.
Defenders have located the diffuser.
Oh, but he wins anyways. Once again, Michael does not know the hatch. You can just destroy the hatch to get destroy the bomb.
Bomb diffuser disabled by defenders.
There's not really a reason why Michael should have lost that, but he could have won that a lot easier. But he wanted to use it with his gun and a poor shieldman. Well, we kind of do see the weakness of Blackbeard there if you get close to him, especially if Reese is using an ACOG'd gun. You really only got your melee. If Reese wants to play anything close quarters with Blackbeard, he's going to need to start putting a 1x or an iron sight on it.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bomb.
Once again, we're going to be seeing the same stair, this pool lobby style with the Vigil. I would say this is probably a bit more intimidating for anybody because Michael's already struggling to find dogs while drawing. I don't know if he can handle someone that can turn invisible.
Bomb located by attackers.
For personal experience, Vigil can be very annoying dealing with them in the 1v1s.
10 seconds left.
Michael will have to shape up nicely against him and also hide in his drone perfectly. He's going to need to be keeping these drones alive for as long as possible.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Reese is just going to play this downstairs thing here. He's not going to get pushed anywhere, but he's playing for sound, and what he hears is near the strip area, and he's just going to go Vigil mode and immediately take Michael off of it because he doesn't want to get rushed. This Vigil going, I mean, this Ying perfectly hitting where he needs to go. And I don't know if Reese is fully sure where he is, but he's going to go back to where he was inside restroom. And Michael's going to try to take an opportunity here to plant. I feel like he should have threw some Yings down while doing this.
Attackers are activating.
Reese probably should have attacked here because Yings can get thrown anytime. Both trading shots to one another. Michael finally putting Yings down, but way too slow in the activation time, and Reese is going to get a pretty quick win here just watching him run away.
Defenders have disabled the bomb diffuser.
I think what we saw there was a bit of panic from Spyro. Not waiting for those Yings to fully explode, not deploying either of them at the same time. And Reese capitalizing on that, and now we're 2-2.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
A bit more of the same here. We're going to see the Fenrir versus Blackbeard. This might be a common thing as long as these games keep going. Michael might want to change his Fenrir spots a little bit after seeing how the games went. Or maybe activating them when they need to be activated. Either one of those would suffice.
10 seconds left before insertion. Attackers have located a bomb. 5 seconds to insertion. Attackers' objective is to defuse a bomb.
We're seeing a little bit of a peek here. And the way Reese enters going up this rappel, it's going to be kind of a possible peek here. But it would be nice to get a little bit of hits in on the Shieldman any chance you can get. Reese pushing up through garage here, going to make his way through cash room. There is a Fenrir in a bit of a strange location here. I don't really know how he threw this. I don't know if it would even activate if someone goes under it, if it's facing up, but gotta hope the best for him. Reese hearing him, Michael not being quiet enough, is gonna push him out of this room. Moment of truth here to see if this Fenrir works. Could be a busted round if it doesn't work. Reese will be a little antsy to push this as there's a wallbang opportunity. Let's throw a grenade through it. And see if the Fenrir works, and it doesn't work. That could screw Michael in the long run. He might not even know he's in the room. The grenade being thrown right there is going to be a pretty good sign that, hey, he is in the room. Was probably a little upset his Fenrir didn't work. Reese trying to go on the offensive here. That uphill angle is not good for a Fenrir on that shield, as you can barely see his head. Once again, Reese is trying to bait him. Might just try to push him here. Once again, Michael not being calm here, and it's going to result in his death. You know, with the operator so loud, you think you just want to play on his sounds. Going in the match point here, it is a must-win for Michael on offense.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can. Bomb located by attackers.
Alright, we're looking at match point here. We're seeing a Warden play. And Michael's not going to be looking for him, so this might be one of the few rare times where we're actually going to see Warden be useful. But yeah, Reese is just hiding. It's a classic strat to hide in the basement, you know, if you don't want your operator to be found. But it comes at the cost of your site not being set up. But luckily for Reese, the site doesn't really need to be set up. And I'm sure Michael's completely confident Warden's not being used here. And if he sees he's Warden, you know, the only thing that's beating Reese now is that his kit is a pump shotgun and an Uzi, you know, in a long, angled hallway. Once again, Reese is going to stand there playing off sound cues. Not really anything he needs to do just yet. Pretty much just wait. Reese is just going to stand there menacingly. And just waiting for sound cues. I think Michael's drone barely misses Reese. He's not really sure what he is yet, still. Michael's drone completely facing away from Reese, not seeing him up until now. Reese is gonna rush. Playing pretty aggressive on these drones. Unaware that Reese is right there. Oh, but he's gonna land the headshot. That was such a life or death situation there. If Reese hit him with a shotgun from that distance, we would be calling this a game. We're this close from seeing a loss, but now everything everyone loves, we get to see a bountiful overtime.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
Alright, going into overtime rounds, we are seeing now that Michael is now playing Blackbeard. Truly, as some people would say, there is no more honor in this game. Whatever that means. realizing Warden's probably not to move, he's going to switch back to Vigil, which he had a bit more success in the same objective. I'm surprised I haven't seen Reese do an objective change at least one time. He now knows he's Vigil. I'm not going to do much about that. But Reese does have 2 impacts, which is something that Michael hasn't been able to use against Blackbeards in the past. We'll see if that plays out any differently.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Once again, Michael's also using ACOG on the Blackbeard gun, so he might be put at a disadvantage if he wants to play close quarters. Michael just scanning the entire map because Vigil just puts so much fear into you, but it's a little safer to go around areas now with him being a shieldman and all, but I don't really know all that many times of Michael using a shield, so we don't really know how good he is with this, or how bad he is, I should say. Reese is so far away. But it could play an advantage here because Michael has no clue where he is. But all he has to do is hear him. Michael would be wise not to go through that door. Reese not being able to capitalize off that, but we'll be impacting him a whole bunch, taking half his health, which is what he needs. I don't think Michael has the capabilities to take on this with the ACOG that close, but he will try and lose. I would be correct here. I do believe maybe he could have won that if he had a 1x, but ACOG was not what he needed. Once again, we are at overtime match point. And another defensive loss for Michael. Or I should say attacking, my apologies. And we're seeing Blackbeard once again, definitely the favorite operator for today.
Attackers need to locate
Definitely not being picked just because of the blitz ban. Michael getting some insurance here by putting 2 Fenrirs down. I don't think he just realized it was faced the wrong way. And losing one of his Fenrirs because he placed it up so high. Yeah, he has 4 questionable Fenrir locations. He's gonna pick up that one because you don't want 2 in the same spot like this over here. Michael's gonna try adamantly to kill this drone. Failed to. Probably really upset with that. Upset with himself. He's gonna try to peek maybe, or just fake a peek. See, Reese is trying to goad Michael here with this drone, just messing with him. If only this party or this game could witness and hear the or read the Siege group chat that is plenty chippy. Some would say it's more entertaining than the game itself. He's gonna lose his drone right off the bat. He's still got his other one over in a little construction area. Oh! What a play by Michael here. The melee immediately smacks him against the wall, instantly getting him back up into the fight and getting the win. This was insane. Which is exactly what Michael needed, but also insane at the same time, as that could have been game for him.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
Again, we're seeing this. this back and forth gameplay here. Both sides unrelenting, but also using the same strats of just about the same. Eventually, one will break, and that will get to crown the winner of this match. Obviously, whoever wins this will be playing Chris, and Chris, who has long showed his disdain for shields, is probably not happy seeing either of his opponents, watching them use shield round after round.
10 seconds left.
But I would be wrong here. Michael will make the switch to Ying.
5 seconds left.
I don't know if we saw much more success with Ying. I mean, obviously, whenever he accidentally fired into a random direction and killed Doc, that was pretty good. But you know, he's gonna do what he needs to do. You know, I'm not even entirely sure what he mains, even in ranked, whenever Nomad is banned.
Attackers have located a bomb.
This might be a little comforting for Michael here to see everything barricaded. Not really worried about flankers here. We're just gonna continue just to visual it up here, just being invisible, being a fear, all in its own right. Michael's drone will be lost here, and he's gonna have to use his other one. Not really sure what that little move was there by Michael. I think Michael's a little afraid of getting ran out after Reese's quick movements, but Reese is nowhere near that location. This drone spot might be pretty useful to him. He's gonna see Reese probably. Too little too late for Reese. He's gonna get caught out here, and that's gonna give Michael a bit more confidence to push into the objective. Going in the pool room. Reese is a bit more unfavored here, I'd say, and you know, it shows he loses here, just peeking out, trying to kill that drone. Michael back in the lead here after being down in match point. Reese now put on his tail, but Reese has the spot where he needs to win, which is attacking, and he's definitely going to be taking a shield again. And I think if this game goes into even more overtime, this will be the longest custom game in Siege Madness 4 history. It's not saying much, but everyone loves a little history and records and such.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Once again, we're seeing all about the same strats going on here. Just Fenrir and Blackbeard, both defensive sides playing relatively the same defenses. Michael's going to be a bit more wise here to try to rotate a bit more. Not focus on the drones as much. Kind of needs to get his getaway routes quick.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds left before insertion.
Going over to the group chat here, we have Mr. Me that is coping, saying that he should have won about 2 times about now. You know, if we played in the should've, would've, could've world, I would have won every single thing ever in history, and I'm sure you guys would have won all yours as well. A little bit of cope going on. But we're gonna slide right past that. I'm gonna see a bit of a flanking action from Michael here. He's been pretty unsuccessful with it because of how loud he's continuously being. We'll see if he changes it a little bit this round. Stand corrected, he will be instantly shooting up the window. You might be seeing Reese's entry into the hatch room, which he has done a couple times before. Which also, let's check for Fenrir's here. Don't believe I'm seeing any. Yeah, there's none over there.
A bomb has been located.
Matter of fact, there's not a lot of fenders anywhere near site. In some couple areas. But over in Workshop, that's where he has a lot of them, so... Reese makes that choice. Michael made the right call. Reese is gonna jump in and be completely blinded here. Michael not really sure if he should push it. It'd be wise not to. I'm losing all his fenders pretty much around this area. It's gonna be just a shield versus gun fight here. Oh, and Mr. B is going to take the win here. We're 5-5, round 10. We are now back to another 2 rounds. Another 2 rounds, you got to win. It's anyone's match here. Both sides are refusing to go down, even though they might even hate each other. I'm not even sure. I mean, they hate each other, but they both want to lose. I don't even know how to feel at this time.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
All right, we're gonna see some dock play here. Same exact site location using Ying. I think Reese has decided that he's felt the course of the visual use. He's gonna revert back to an operator where you can get heals and get an ACOG, which everyone always loves one of those.
10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds left. Attackers must locate and defuse a
A little bit more of site setup here. I guess he's owning the defense aspect. I mean, obviously before he's been hiding with visual, but now you might as well just defend the place if you're playing someone that slow. But an interesting rotate hole that could be pretty useful here if he can just go between it and restroom. Could be Bruna. He's got himself a pretty nice angle here. Now the angle will be saw by the drone, but will Michael be able to fight it off? Oh, and he will! Instantly get the headshot. Reese unable to capitalize, even though he had ACOG now as well. Michael just seeming to know what to do behind this pool table. Going back to attack here. Reese has his shield once again. So it's looking like it might be 6-6, but if Michael can stop this shield, he can end it once and for all. We're gonna see an Oryx play here. This might be the thing to take him off the Shieldman. Obviously, it would leave Mike. Oh, switching back last second. Who cares what I'm talking about? Am I right? Honestly, probably a smart play by Michael. I mean, because obviously once Reese sees these Oryx, he's probably just gonna switch off the shield. Then he's just Oryx against a regular operator. So then things kind of get a little awkward.
Bomb located by attackers.
All right, now we can see that he's caught the drone, but will he be able to finish it off? You know, it's always good to lose the. Let him get
5
intel.
seconds to insertion.
I'm sure Reese is saying "dang it" right now, or "dude."
Attackers
One of
are
those
heading out to defuse
words.
a bomb.
Now let's see if this will be the final match or the final round of tonight, or we're just getting started into a whole other type of overtime. Because now it is clear that this is the longest running ranked or 1v1 today, or tournament. I'm not really sure what grenade that was. Throw was. He's a little impatient. Kind of just looks at the ground in depression because of how bad that throw was. You should be ashamed. He's going to try again here. He will be successful. Mike was trying to play based off sound here, trying to hear him on top of the roof. There is a Fenrir actually right behind him. Immediately becoming useless as he's already walked away. Michael a little slow to put these Fenrirs down. Reese is already just walking past all these Fenrirs. Michael playing so slow. And his rotate pulls actually might play against him here, because Reese has already pretty much locked down the site. Reese will begin a plant that probably deem as fake, and it will be. Reese will probably start some aggression. Trying to keep that corner on him. And the sprint will scare him off the thing. Reese might get annoyed and just push him. And Reese will win. We will be 6-6 here. We got a lot more rounds to go. This is an absolute barn burner, and I'm sorry that we only had one commentator here today for this crazy game. Unfortunately, no one responded to my requests, and also this game started at 10:30. Things that we don't really like, but we're just gonna keep on keeping on. Once again, we're seeing about the same amount of operators here. Nothing's really changing. I would say that if I could compliment these guys here, is that they are sticking true to what they know. A lot of people have had this thing where they'd more or less change operators every single round. With here, they know what they want, and they're just going to decide who's going to win the gunfight. Or in some people's case, shield bashing, and then a gunfight.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds
Might be a little bit more quiet with the analysis now. More just reaction based, because kind of just talking in circles here, saying the same things. Michael will be making a garage entrance here. Reese kind of stand there waiting for sound cues. Michael might be wise to want to drone a little better this time. Maybe even check that left side. Nope. If he was hiding in that spot again, you know,
Attackers have
he might get
located a
him.
bomb.
And I have lost my ability to see after that drone getting killed. So if the fight ends right here, I am sorry. Alright, we brought it. It is back. The Ying will be thrown perfectly, blinding him. Right on the money. But if Reese stays still, that might just keep Michael out of pushing him. Michael, with both drones dead, he's unable to verify anything. It's kind of just the Yings are all he has, but he has 3 of them, so if he's going to push into such a room, he's going to want to use all of them. And Reese can't really move because Michael will know where he is and immediately start swimming Candelas on his position. Ultimately, it will be Michael that needs to make the first move here. This Ying hitting him right on the money. And Reese will stand up for some reason and get taken out. If he just stood still, he probably would have got him. Was it the case of siege timing? I'm not sure, but Reese said, hey, jumped up in the air and said, hey, I'm right here, shoot me. Michael didn't even have to look down. I guess Reese's mental fortitude wasn't strong enough and decided that he'd be pushing. Standing up for some reason. And I'm pretty sure standing up takes you out of your aim, so he kind of just screwed himself. Michael going back to the Legion strat here. He's going to go back to what he knows. That's his main man. And Fenrir's not working anymore, so he said it's time for Legion. All right. As this game continues, I'm gonna go to the 1v1 tournaments bracket and see what is our longest lasting match.
10 seconds left.
We are going to the point where this might be the longest match in
5
Siege
seconds to go.
Cup's
Attackers
history.
have located a bomb.
Not Siege Cup, Siege Madness. We are opponents of
Attackers
Siege
are
Cup.
moving to defuse a bomb.
Alright, we are analyzing the total scores. And it would seem that 8-6 is the longest match here. So if Reese is to win, we will be officially having the longest 1v1 in Siege Madness history. And I am here all for it, and it'd also be pretty funny that the longest one would have a solo commentator. I mean, as we see right now, it's just two sides that are absolutely dominating on attack, and defenses cannot win. Michael has 2 legions on him, so he's going to be able to load up on this window, given the opportunity. He's going to immediately throw a grenade. It's going to take out the legion, and he's going to jump in. Getting smacked by the legion, but not getting ejected by the legion. You know, I continue to watch this game and wonder why don't they use 1x as the ACOG just are so slow. But they do it anyway. Reese missing the shots here that could have put it into 7-7. It's anyone's match here. Reese deciding if he wants to be aggressive or not. Michael just has to bide time here as Reese tries to chase him. It's more of a cat and mouse game here. Oh, and Michael will win, and we will not see a 7-7 match, and this will be tied as the highest game. Michael will take the victory, 8-6. Let's get him back in here.
Fuck that.
Michael, we did not hear.
Fuck that dude. Fuck that fucking slimy ass motherfucker, dude. Holy hell. Reese, congratulations, but fuck.
You know, you call me slimy. You knew what I was doing when I came into this match, but you deceived the people.
People didn't hear what I said. That was before the match. They didn't hear nothing.
Michael, what was said before the match?
What was said
to help the
said
viewers?
before the match is that I said I wouldn't ban Blitz and this would be a shield off. I was deceiving him. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted him to be. I wanted him to feel loss and sorrow, seeing Blitz be taken away from him.
That is tough but fair, some would say.
Hey, you can't call me slimy when you knew what I was doing.
Still slimy. Still slimy. Said face me like a man.
All right, Michael.
And you did the exact opposite. This is why.
Michael, how does it
feel?
feel
Dog. All right, go ahead, Lynn.
to be tied for the highest rounds in a Siege
I
Madness
tied?
game?
That was a tie?
8-6 was also played by Zach and Colton last year.
Jeez.
If Reese was to win that round, you just won the very end. It would officially begin the longest ranked match. I mean, the longest 1v1 match in Siege Madness history.
It feels terrible. I hated it.
It should have been a
I
4-0.
hated it. Yeah, it should have been
got
4-0.
lucky.
Damn right. You
got lucky.
Hey, I'll take luck
You didn't
any.
me.
I'll take luck
I
any day.
outplayed you
I'll take
like
luck
a
any day.
motherfucker,
Hey,
and
what's
you
the
just
record
shot
between me and you?
randomly.
What's the record between me and you? I'll give you a hint. You got 0 wins, motherfucker. 0.
Actually, you did say I had 6, motherfucker.
Me versus you. You have not won a single game against me yet.
Wow, what's your record?
I am currently 4-0 on you.
4-0?
No, I'm gonna be.
We've
I'm gonna be
never
honest.
played each other, dumb fuck.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea. I know. I feel like we have played each other, but I feel like I've never lost to you. Landon, you need to fact check this later on.
I'm fact checking right now, and it would seem that you have played once in 2020, and Michael came out on top.
Yeah.
In that
Well, there
one.
you go, 2-0.
Oh, what? How
2-0.
far did I go in that round?
You didn't even make.
Okay.
You went 0-3 in that.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't want to play that one. Congratulations, Michael. I didn't want to play.
You actually were a forfeit against Chris the very next game. So you didn't even.
I guess you weren't lying when you
Congratulations,
said.
Michael.
All right, hey,
Oh.
listen. For someone who didn't want to win, you
I didn't want to
definitely.
win either.
No, I'm saying you. I'm talking about you. For someone who didn't want to win, you sure as hell put up a fucking effort. I'll tell you the fuck what.
You're slimy little snake. You're like a Jew.
Nah, okay. Sometimes
There,
to out slime
there
the
is a little
slime,
irony.
you gotta fucking slime yourself.
There is a little irony to calling a man as slimy as you played shield the entire time. But not saying you can't use shields. Just use shield all you want. Also, I would say that you guys would have played each other last season in the losers bracket at the championship losers bracket area almost. If Kristen at 4 won you, Reese.
Well, did
And
we
then you
play
would've
each
played.
other?
Well, you almost got close to it, but then Michael proceeded to beat Chris by a lot too. So I don't know if you would have fared well against the fellow. Anyways, that is it for tonight. Reese, thank you for being here for the 1v1 tournament. You survived a lot longer than most people. We'd like to thank you and appreciate your
I don't want your
interesting your interesting gameplay. Definitely entertained me, and I hope it entertained the viewers.
How many viewers do we have?
5.
That ain't no record. That's a shame.
Well, it's also because Michael decided to start the game at 10:30,
All right.
and
very
everyone's
true.
in their bedtimes by now.
Well, that,
And with that, we will end it for tonight. Actually, no, I got one more question. Michael, how do you feel now facing against
I feel
Chris?
so bad.
A rematch from last season where you came out on top 4-2.
I definitely need to improve in some areas after what I just did against Reese. What I just showed on the battlefield is not going to cut it for Chris. So I definitely need to improve my gameplay. For sure.
I see. It looks like as of right now you're 2-0 on him. As it stands right now.
Make it 3-0. Might as well just make it 3-0. Write it down.
Well, you're 2-0 in the last two years. In 2020, you did lose to him, but you know who's counting 2020?
Yeah, for real.
how long has the Twitch live been on?
Twitch Live has been on for 52 minutes, so you guys gave us a long match.
Jeez, please.
All right,
Make-
that's all I got for you guys,
Ugh. Thank you.
and we're gonna see you guys